Boris Johnson deliberately misled Parliament when he was Prime Minister in number 10, which this morning he called deranged. Glenda Jackson, the star of stage and screen, who went on to serve as a Labour MP for more than 20 years, has died.
Last week he announced he was resigning, attacking the committee as a kangaroo court.
In a long and hugely successful acting career, being elected as the MP for Hampstead,
This time last year, Boris Johnson was still Prime Minister.
After retiring from the Commons, she made a triumphant return to the stage, taking on the role of King Lear. It is damning, Nick.
Isn't it just, Jane? But it's pretty clear now that he jumped before he was pushed.
I'm Glenda Jackson.
Politically, she was left-wing. She won the Tory-held seat of Hampstead.
Even if Boris Johnson hadn't thrown his toys out the pram last week, would have suspended him for long enough to start the process.
She stood down in 2015
Rumble thy belly full!
and returned to the stage, first as King Lear.
They all think they can cheat me like this.
Is this the end, Mr. Johnson?
Had this presence, this commanding, regal presence. There's no wonder she was King Lear and Elizabeth I.
You know, if we ever find who is responsible for it, I don't know what we'll do with them. We'll be the terrors of the earth.
Glenda Jackson, who gave up stardom for politics and later returned to the stage in a triumphant final act.